morning and realize the government might actually owe you $1,400, but the check is ticking, and if you don't act fast, you could lose it forever. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's true. The IRS has confirmed that millions of Americans are still eligible for these payments. But there's a catch. You have to file a tax return to claim it now. If you're wondering, wait a minute, wasn't this from the third stimulus check back in 2021? Why is this still available? You're not alone. Here's the deal. This isn't a new stimulus check. It's actually a part of the Recovery Rebate Credit, RRC, a program designed to make sure people who miss out on third stimulus payment can still get their money. But this is a big but. You have until April 15, 2025 to claim it. After that, the IRS will shut the door completely. If you haven't filed for it, the money is gone forever. No exception, so let's break it all down. Who qualifies? How do you claim it? And why it is happening now? Who's eligible for the $1,400 check, unlike the first three stimulus payments which were sent automatically to most people? This remaining $1,400 is only available to a specific group of individuals. That's because the IRS doesn't have information on file to everyone. And if you never receive your check, it's likely because you never filed a tax return in 2021. So who exactly might be eligible? People who never received the third stimulus check in 2021, individuals who don't file a tax return that year. Even if they were eligible, low-income households who weren't required to file taxes, seniors, and Social Security recipients who didn't submit a return, veterans and individuals on disability benefits who are overlooked, and anyone who had a financial hardship and didn't file for any reason. This is a huge deal because many people in these categories don't even realize they're eligible. If you or someone you know falls into one of these groups, you need to take action now before it's too late. How to claim your $1,400 before the deadline if you're eligible. Claiming your money is actually pretty simple, but it does require one crucial step. You have to file a federal tax return. Here's exactly what you need to do. Number one, file a 2021 federal tax return if you haven't already. Even if you normally don't file, you must submit a return to claim the money. Number two, claim the Recovery Rebate Credit on your 1040 form. This is how the IRS knows you never received the third stimulus check and are owed money. Number three, submit your return before April 15, 2025. There's a hard deadline. If you don't file by then, the money is gone forever. Now, if you never filed taxes before, don't panic. There are resources available to help, including IRS Free File, a free tax filing program for those who qualify, volunteer income tax assistance via TA, free tax help for low-income individuals, tax professionals. If you're unsure about your eligibility, consulting an expert can help. The most important thing, don't assume you're not eligible. Even if you think you don't qualify, double check, file the return, and claim what's yours. Why hasn't the IRS sent these checks automatically? One of the biggest questions people have it, if the government owes me money, why hasn't it just sent the check? The answer is simple. If you don't file tax return 2021, the IRS has no way of knowing whether you were eligible for the payment, unlike previous stimulus rounds, where payments were sent automatically based on tax records or Social Security information. This money is only available if you proactively claim it. That's why so many people are missing out. It's not the government is withholding the money, it's that they don't know you exist in the system unless you file a return. What happens if you miss the April 15, 2025 deadline? Here's the harsh reality. If you don't file for the money by the deadline, you'll lose it forever. This isn't like a tax refund where you can still claim it for years. Once the deadline passes, the IRS will no longer accept claims for Recovery Rebate Credit, meaning your $1,400 is gone. No appeals, no expansion. That's why it's absolutely crucial to spread the word. Millions of people don't even realize they're eligible, and the only thing to ensure they don't miss out by making sure they know about it. Why this $1,400 matters more than ever for many people. $1,400 isn't just some extra cash, it's a lifeline for seniors on fixed income. It could mean covering medical bills or prescriptions. For struggling families, it could mean catching up on rent, groceries, or utilities. For veterans and disabled individuals, it could help offset rising costs of daily living. With inflation is still a major concern and the cost of living climbing higher every year. This money could make a huge difference, but only if people claim it. The role of tax professionals and community support, one of the biggest reasons people miss out on money like this, because they simply don't know about it. And even if they do, they might not know how to file for it. That's where tax professionals, community organizations, even friends and families can step in. If you know someone who hasn't filed a tax return in years, tell them about this. If you work with a nonprofit or community group, help spread the word. If you're unsure about your own eligibility, seek professional advice now. The IRS has admitted that they need to do a better job of reaching the people who qualify for these payments, but they can't do it alone. It's up to all of us to make sure this money doesn't go unclaimed. Final thoughts: act now before it's too late. At the end of the day, it isn't about whether or not you think you should get $1,400. It's about making sure you don't leave money on the table. The government set aside these funds for eligible individuals. If you qualify, you have every right to claim what's yours. But here's the deal: the clock is ticking. The April 15, 2025 deadline will be here before you know it. So don't wait. Check your eligibility, file your return, and make sure you get what's owed to you. Because once the deadline passes, there are no second chances. So what do you think? Do you know someone who might be eligible for the $1,400 payment? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you found this information helpful,